Ultimately, all they're wanting to do is criminally trespass y'all so that y'all can't come back. Y'all are on their property right now.
We're on an easement, sir.
So
you want to check the Johnson County appraisal flat?
They have their whatever file that shows that this is their property, and they don't want you on
you're just
there.
mad about the videos I put out.
No, I'm not at all.
Oh, yeah, you are, Roy. Come on now.
I don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
So listen, all I want to do is...
You are wrong. This is an easement, man. Your city utilities are all right here, brother.
All they're wanting to do is criminally trespass you anyway. So they have the right
I'm not
to
planning on coming on their property or coming in. But you know what?
All we want to do is get you identified
that ain't gonna happen.
so that we can issue that criminal
That ain't gonna
trespass
happen.
too.
See, that's how you guys fish.
Well, listen to me. Regardless of whether or not you're wanting to identify yourself
Supervisor.
or not, you want a supervisor?
I'm gonna invoke my Fifth Amendment right and my First Amendment and ask for a supervisor.
Hi, is this the non-emergency line at the police department?
Yes, it is.
Hi, my name's John Sines. I'm with First Financial Bank here in Burleson.
Okay.
And we have some First Amendment protesters out on our, right outside our parking lot here on Burleson.
Okay.
On the corner of Hewlin. If we can have somebody come out and ask them to leave, please.
Are they on your property?
They're on the property on this side of the street, just on the outside of the parking lot, but on the grass there, and they're filming all of our employees leaving and customers.
What's the address there?
Not too far from y'all.
Okay, and you said, I'm sorry, what was your name?
John.
What's a good phone number for you?
8.
Okay, we'll get somebody over there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
On April 17th, 2025, BZ Watchdog was in Burleson, Texas, conducting a First Amendment audit from a public sidewalk. Now, BZ Watchdog's not just any old auditor, and he's certainly not your average auditor. Not only is he super articulate, but he puts a ton of research into his work before he even conducts an audit. And he does something similar to what I used to do. Whenever I would go to do an audit, I would always check out the GIS survey and get the actual property lines as reported by the government. So I was prepared if any cop said I was standing on property that wasn't public, I was armed to protest it. And BZ Watchdog did the same exact thing. This freedom-hating bank made a false police report, called 911, and reported that free Americans were actually trespassing on their property, when in fact it was public property all along. And that's not the worst of it. A Burleson police officer showed up and did nothing except make himself look like an absolute and total fool. Let's jump into the video.
We are here at the First Financial Bank to exercise our First Amendment right to record in public and hope that they don't call the police department on us. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Now, I cut out some lag time, but he was standing out there for about 10 minutes. And that's all it took for this financial institution to call police and report a crime that had never taken place. But go ahead, grab a drink and some popcorn. Sit back and relax because we're about to watch this cop get roasted.
Did they call?
Yes, sir, they did.
Oh.
Hey, just real fast. Ultimately, all they're wanting to do is criminally trespass y'all so that y'all can't come back. Y'all are on their property right now.
We're on an easement, sir.
So
you want to check the Johnson County appraisal flat?
They have their whatever file that shows that this is their property.
Now, this is the problem with giving just anybody a badge. In Texas, you don't have to ID unless you've been lawfully arrested. This cop knows it, he's just hoping the auditors don't know it. And he lies to try and get their ID with ease. I can't even imagine how many people he's done this to in the past before this incident. Then we jump into the next part. Let's forget that the law exists that you only have to give ID if you are arrested. A police officer still needs reasonable articulable suspicion that a crime has taken place, is currently in the commission of taking place, or is about to take place. Now, this cop has only spoke to one party. There's always two parties, the complaining party and the suspect or the offender. The police officer would need to speak to both parties. And after a thorough investigation at that point, he could determine if there's reasonable articulable suspicion to ask for identification. If he was able to achieve that, he could then reach the higher bar of probable cause at that point to effect an arrest. But you can't conduct a thorough investigation by only talking to one side of the story. The cop's just going to take the bank's word for it that these guys are standing on their property. What if you told a cop that you were immune from any criminal prosecution and you could break any law you wanted, and if he didn't buy it, just tell him to take your word for it? That probably wouldn't work unless you were a bank.
They don't want you
Oh,
on
you're just
there.
mad about the videos I put out on
No,
it.
I'm not.
Oh,
at all.
yeah, you are,
I don't-
Roy.
I
Come
don't
on
care. I
now.
don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
And now we get back to the meat and potatoes. If you check out BZ Watchdog's channel, you'll see that he's done 2 prior videos about this specific cop. I can only imagine the cop's joy and elation once he heard this call come over the radio. He knew exactly who was out there filming, and he couldn't wait to speed there and violate some rights. But the only thing that got violated here was this cop's ego. And you know how he just said that he doesn't care about any of the other videos? Wait a couple minutes. He'll be asked about those videos again, and he gets a real sour attitude.
Yeah.
So listen, all I want to do is...
You are wrong. This is an easement, man. Your city utilities are all right here,
Listen,
brother.
all they're wanting to do is criminally trespass you
Yeah.
anyways. They have the right
I'm
to
not
do
planning
that.
on coming on their property or coming in. But you know
all
what?
we want to do is get you identified
That ain't gonna
so
happen.
that we can issue that criminal
That ain't gonna
trespass
happen.
too.
See, that's how you guys fish when I'm not even there. You haven't even verified with the county plat whether I'm on their property or this is an easement.
Well, listen to me. Regardless of whether or not you're wanting to identify yourself
Supervisor.
or not, you want a supervisor?
I'm gonna vote my 5th Amendment right and my 1st Amendment and ask for a supervisor. No. Denbo, he's been under investigation by me for a while. Yep, and I'm glad I got him.
He doesn't know what an easement is?
No,
That's an easement. You see the telephone pole right there?
he doesn't know what an easement is in Burleson.
I see a plat.
Yeah, he didn't show you the plat map. Stop,
Right here
man.
is their property.
Can't on a freaking city utility, bro. You guys have that fire stuff. That is not there. That's why their bushes are there. That's why their signage is on that side of the property line. Come on, man. You should know better.
Well, listen, if y'all want to speak to a supervisor, that's fine.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to do is get you identified. So that we
Okay,
can
then
issue
guess
the criminal
what? I want them
trespass.
trespass from Fort Worth. Everywhere in Fort Worth.
Good luck.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I want these guys trespass from that apartment complex. You know how ridiculous that sounds? Because they've never stepped foot. I've
They
never
can
stepped foot on
deny
their...
service to anybody that
They,
want to.
they can, and I'm not planning on going on their property, nor have I gone on their property. Do I plan on going on their
And
property?
that's cool. Ultimately, all they're wanting to do is have it
Can't-
logged in our system just in case.
Doing
y'all-
great.
Say something, please.
Go ahead.
Can I say
Go
something?
ahead.
Do you know what 3802
in reference to-
is? 3802. 3802 says
Texas
that,
Penal Code.
Texas Penal Code 3802 says that I have to identify only if I have, only if I...
Been
And
lawfully
I'm not,
arrested.
listen, I'm not arguing that. All I was
Oh,
wanting
okay,
to do
then
is
you don't mind.
all I was wanting to do is see if y'all were even willing to identify.
Oh.
All I was wanting to do is see if y'all were even willing to identify. All I was wanting to do is see if y'all were even willing to identify.
So now he was just asking if they were willing to identify. His specific verbiage was in the original part of the interaction, I need your ID because I'm going to criminally trespass you. Now that he's been outwitted and outmatched with simple logic, he was just looking to see if they were willing to identify. And this cop knew that the auditors were in the right to begin with. He knew from the onset that he received this call that they were breaking no laws. He knew when he got to the bank they weren't trespassing on their property. Because if they were trespassing, he would have just arrested them and then he would have gotten their ID. But cops are always willing to lie, cheat, and steal. And that's why this cop you're watching right now was suspended for 2 weeks without pay in 2022 for giving preferential treatment to a cop that was busted in a DUI. But hey, who are we to complain? This is the very best that Burleson Police Department has to offer their community to keep them safe and to protect and uphold laws. And who better to protect and uphold laws than a cop who breaks them himself?
At 30.0,
You know what,
30.05.
That's fine, okay? And here's the thing. They don't want you on your property.
I've never stepped
Or on
foot,
their
so...
property, so don't go back on their property.
And even if I had, they still got to ask me to leave, and I got to have a reasonable amount of time to leave. I've never been on their property.
Did you give them that opportunity?
I've never even talked to them. They never came out and talked to me.
They never came back.
No, that's why I was asking you, did they call? Because
Yeah,
obviously
they
you
did.
showed up.
That's why I'm here.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. We had a gentleman who recognized her and stopped by and said hello and everything, again, on the easement. We've never stepped foot. This is probably maybe about right there, which is where the telephone pole is, the closest we've been to
Just a
stepping
minute
foot on their
ago, he
property.
said he needed our identification to identify. So now he's saying...
I'll go back and play.
want to give
I
them-
can't, I'm not going to confirm or deny at this moment whether he asked but demanded
The
I
only way
did.
that I can log a criminal trespass is by asking you if you're willing to
I'm not going to volunteer to be criminal trespass on a property I've never stepped foot on. That doesn't make any sense.
He said he wanted to get us. I didn't
So
want
listen, I'm not
He-
going to sit here and argue with you guys
Okay,
about it.
no,
Okay?
Look, if you don't want to argue, that's fine. I don't need a supervisor. I just need the CAD number, man, because I'm going to pull the 911 call to see what they said.
argue, go away.
Hey, let me get the CAD number at least. If you're going to be rude to them, at least wait till I get my CAD number. Oh, I've made a few videos about Denbo.
Have you?
Yep,
What about him?
he's on TG's list too. Gas station on that one search.
Oh, searching without probable cause?
Yeah, I'm sure he remembers me from about 6 to 8 months ago.
You searching without probable cause?
John Jones gas station.
I'm not going to talk to y'all about any of that. I'm not going to talk to y'all about any of that. Okay.
Remember just 4 minutes earlier when this cop said he didn't even care about the video that BZ Watchdog had done? This stop had nothing to do with it, and he didn't have a sore bone about it in his body. And now this cop looks like a sulking schoolboy. You know what? Roll it again.
I'm not going to talk to y'all about any of that. Okay.
This cop just got himself a whooping. Go ahead. Run along now, little. Let's end this video on a really positive note. This cop has just spent the last 15 minutes getting verbally and legally destroyed by BZ Watchdog. So I want to end it with BZ making this cop run errands and do chores. Like the little own tyrant that he is.
I just need the CAD number, man, because I'm going to pull the 911 call to see
You
what
don't
they
want to
said.
argue, go away.
I can get that to you right now. I can get that to you right now.
Gas station on that one search. Yeah, I'm sure he remembers me from about 6 to 8 months ago.
You searching without probable cause?
John Jones gas station.
I'm not going to talk to y'all about any of that. Okay, yeah, I mean, just don't go on their property because they're not wanting you back on there. Okay?
Never planned on it.
Alrighty, y'all have a better rest of y'all's day, man.
Now I'm going to pull that body cam footage.
And BZ did just that. He pulled the body cam footage. And what I love about him is he doesn't just run to the finish. Even myself, I will post a video from my point of view, and then once I get the body camera footage, then I'll release it. BZ Watchdog is patient and calculated. He waits till he gets all his evidence at the end of the audit, the same as he prepares before an audit. And then he releases it all together. His point of view, the body cam, the 911 call. This guy did it all, and he has it all. So I suggest you check out BZ Watchdog and tell him Accountability for All sent you. In fact, his channel and original video link are posted in the description of this one. So what are you waiting for? Go and check him out. And if you're a cop in the Texas area and you get some bogus call over dispatch saying that someone's auditing from a public easement, just be forewarned. It's probably BZ Watchdog. And there might be sunny skies, but there's 100% chance that you're going to get owned, humiliated, and destroyed. So don't take the call. He should take the call? Never mind. For my viewing pleasure, always take the call. And until next time, that's the reason I stopped you today.